Hello, coaches. My name is Chase Thompson. I am a football coach in the Shreveport, Louisiana area, and I'm making a video on shotgun wing tee play calling. My goal is to go through our film at North Caddo High School and talk about why we called certain plays, what we like versus different fronts, things like that. Let me kind of go to our purpose here. Our number one purpose of this video series is to help coaches gain confidence in calling plays with the shotgun wing tee offense. And when I say shotgun wing tee offense, I mean mostly the Kenny Simpson version of the offense. I'm going to plug his website here real quick. He has lots of resources. I'm going to use a lot of terminology that this coach uses. So if you're not familiar with this system, maybe familiarize yourself with some of those terms before watching this video series. But I want to provide insights about strategy based on defensive alignment. So, what did we see on film and why did we call the plays that we called? And number three, show examples of game plan decisions in action. Okay, why did we run this play to the right versus to the left? What did we see on film and how did we try to take advantage of what we saw? What this video is not, okay, it's not going to be highlights of the shotgun wing tee. I'm going to show you the good, the bad, the ugly. I'll show you everything. Um, and number two, this is not superior athletes making incredible plays. This team is not made up of dogs. This team is a very real high school football team. And those guys are hard workers and incredible kids, but they are not 3 and 4 star athletes out there. And what that does is it puts a lot of pressure on you as a play caller to make every play call matter. Okay, you've got to call it just right so that way you can try to maximize your kids' success. And so that's the kind of insight that I want to try to give you guys. So real quick about me, why did I go to the shotgun wing tee? What did we want to get out of it? My first year as an offensive coordinator, I really struggled, and there's a few reasons why. Number one, we were running too many concepts. We were running pretty much everything in the book there. You can read this: power, counter, buck, inside zone, ISO, split zone, outside zone, speed option, power shovel. And I probably could name more if I sat there and really thought about it. Okay, we were trying to do too much. And at the time, I thought that that was good coaching. Okay, if your kids can do a bunch of different concepts, then that's evidence that you're coaching them. And a good OC should find what concept is working and beat the defense with concepts. And I figured out pretty quick that's not realistic. That's not how football works. Our players never understood the big picture. They were not working together in unison. Nobody could play another person's position if we needed it. If there was an injury and you had to move to a different position, it was a completely different world for those guys, and that got to be a real issue at a small school. And this is probably our biggest point right here. Our linemen and our backs were never, ever on the same page. Nobody knew what each other's assignments were, and our backs were bouncing things that were going inside, and our linemen were taking bad passes. They didn't know where the backs were coming from, and it just got to be very, very sloppy football. And so we wanted to find a system where we could eliminate some of those problems, and the shotgun wing tee was that for us. It was a system that we thought we could do three things: beat teams that we were bigger and stronger than with a well rehearsed run game. We thought that if we showed up and we were the bigger and stronger team, that we needed to be able to run the ball down their throats and create a system that would be difficult for a team that's smaller than us to stop. And we thought the shotgun wing tee did that. Number two, beat a team that we were more athletic than with simple spread concepts. So if your outside backer is not very good at tackling defenders in space, we want to be able to take advantage of that. Or if your corner is not going to make a tackle if we throw a hitch to a more athletic receiver, then we need to be able to do that. And so we thought the shotgun wing tee blended those two things perfectly. We didn't have to reinvent the wheel week to week to get into heavy sets to run the ball and get in spread sets to throw the ball or get the ball on the perimeter. It really created what we liked was the rule of three. Three concepts to the strong side that you could get really good at, okay, that pound the ball at a tight end wing surface, and three concepts to get the ball to your quick side in more of a spread type mentality to get the ball to the perimeter quick. Also, with having your two receivers split out wide, it gave us opportunities for spread concepts in a simple passing game. And so that's why we went to the shotgun wing tee. I want to go to the film. Okay. And so this is our very first football game of year 2 in the shotgun wing tee offense. And I'm going to kind of show the first play here because we went with a double pass here on our first play. And then I'll kind of give you the reason behind what we're going to doing, why we're doing what we're doing as we get to it here on play 2. Going into this game here, we had decided that we wanted to get a spark on our offense. Okay, we had to move some guys around. We had a tight end who got injured in the Jamboree, who was a really big team player for us. He was a really good guy setting the edge on the perimeter. And also our most athletic player, our running back, we were going to be without him for the rest of the season as well. And so we had to shuffle some guys around. We knew we needed a spark early on offense. And so we decided to throw a little double pass on the first play. Now, in practice, we had practiced doing this both in the middle of the field and on the right hash. We had never practiced doing this double pass from the left hash. And so I'm nervous on the sideline because the players are in the huddle for an absolutely abnormal amount of time. And our quarterback here is trying to take charge, and he's trying to flip the entire play to the other side in a way that we had never practiced it before. And God bless him, it was a good idea, but it was a lot to do in a huddle on play 1. And so here it's not quite run the way we practiced it because some kids were able to flip the play in their head and some were not. But we were able to get a very big play on our first play. Here, what we're trying to do is hit our tight end down the seam here to this hash on a double pass, but it still worked out. Probably shouldn't have worked out, but it gave us a spark on our very first play of the season. Really fun to see the guys fired up. And so this is an example of trying a little razzle dazzle on the first play and it working out. So as we get into play 2 here, you'll see a little bit more real shotgun wing tee stuff. And I got to give you kind of the why of what we're doing, because you'll notice it's not really the Kenny Simpson flavor of shotgun wing tee in this first game specifically. The reason why is because we took our starting wing and had to move him to running back. Okay, we have a backup tight end in the game who doesn't really know exactly what he's doing yet. We put a defensive lineman at wing. And so what you'll see is we moved our wing inside a lot of times because we had identified on film that we wanted this to be a big power week for us. We thought that power was going to be advantageous. We expected to see a 5, a shaded nose to the strong side, and a 3 on the back side, kind of the modern front look, and get off coverage. And thankfully, they kind of gave us what we had seen on film. And we had identified 7 as a guy we did not want to run the ball at. This guy was a baller. We had identified 25 as a guy we did want to run the ball at because we thought that he was more of the weaker guy. Now, the nose was really good, and so we thought it would be difficult for a shaded nose strong to run buck sweep against this front. We thought the center on their really good nose was a mismatch. And so we thought that power, keeping that guard in and being able to run inside the 5 was going to be our matchup this week. I do lose kind of that mentality as the game goes on. I should not have. We ran at 7 more than we probably should have. He had a mismatch against our slot trying to down block on him. I should have gone more to this side in the middle of the game. But we were still fairly productive. What hurt us this game is you'll see we put a lot of balls on the ground. Okay, not the starting running back at this point in the season. The quarterback, this is his first ever game starting a high school football game, and so you will see some ugly fumbles here, but still productive football nonetheless in the run game. So here, number 1, we called power. And for whatever reason, the the wing decides that he doesn't run the ball on power. So good on our quarterback realizing that it's a strong side run play and to fall in and come and get something out of this. Now, had we handed the ball to the running back here, it would have been a bit better. But still, um, look at the red wall that we're able to run off of. I mean, this is what you want to see. Okay, we're to the second level, we're wrapping up. Okay, I'd love to see our hips inside here at tight end so we can run the ball behind the guard here, but a promising first look here from our offensive line up front. Okay, going into play two, we run quick belly, and we decided to bring the wing over in a little quick motion here. This guy is not a jet sweep guy. Like I said, we put a defensive lineman at wing because we wanted to pound the ball at these guys. And so we just bring him across in a little quick motion here and have him worry about the outside backer. And this is a really good play for us, running quick belly. Again, 7 we thought was good. And so we didn't want to have our running back have to handle 7. And so that defensive lineman coming and creating that avenue was really good for us. Now he kind of gets really tight here, and so we ended up bouncing it, which is fine for us. All right. We have a 6'3" receiver here. He's a guy that we want to get the ball vertically to. Um, we needed to get the ball to him more in the short game. They gave us super far off coverage all game, and we weren't really taking advantage. We weren't able to take advantage of it as much as we should have. Here we just ran hitches. We thought it would be a good opportunity before we get to the goal line to throw the ball a little bit. And so here we come out and just throw a simple little hitch. Quarterback makes a good throw over 7, and we're able to get the ball into the red zone. Okay, this is an example of when we did try buck sweep, and we decided to run this more of like a Trojan concept, if you will. We were going to take our wing and base out on the end and double wrap the guards into that alley. We were going to try to hook here, hook the 5 technique, really down block the 5 technique. But that's what we tried to do here with what we called rocket. Now our wing does get a little confused. He's only had a couple days of practice at this, so he starts to go the wrong way at first, and then it becomes just student body right. But it was good enough to get us into the end zone. Definitely would have been better had we based out with the wing first, but nonetheless, we're able to get into the end zone, so you can't be mad at that. Okay, coming here on the next drive, what you'll see is that this inside backer got really good at keying our quick guard. Our quick guard pulls here, and this nose was tough to handle, like I said. So we're using our resources here as best we can to get this guy blocked. And so this guy is able to come free a couple times on us during the game. We ended up doing a few things to try to mitigate that later. Okay, but here he makes a really good play. Okay, we decided that this guy had to count as 1, this guy counted as 2. We wanted to ISO to this backer, and we're really counting on our wrap to come and make that block. Now, here we had a little bit of an off snap here. Our center had a tough game snapping the ball here against this nose. But good play 24. You'd like to see your guard skip pull here, in my opinion, and keep his hips square instead of turning like this, so that way his eyes are inside. Okay, it didn't need to hit this clean for 24, but things happen in a football game, you know. All right, we wanted to, with wings that were pretty new. Like I said, our running back was the starting wing for the preseason. We wanted to put in some zone principles where it would just be very easy concepts to go and kick the end on either side. And so this is something we did just for one game, some zone principles here, but it was pretty good to us. Here we wanted to just take him and wrap him around the quick tackles block here to the outside backer and have the quarterback keep it. Little junky, like I said, 77 is a very good nose. He runs through our center here, but he gets in the way just enough. Okay, we have just enough of a fake here because the off snap to be able to get the defense to hold and we're able to have the quarterback keep here and get out the back door. Again, not something we based in very much, just a game plan decision. We thought that we could, because they play this guy in a 3 pretty often, that we could kick here and show this counter action and get into that alley, and it would be good to us. And it was for the most part. All right. Here we try to run just basic inside zone with our wing working a split zone concept right here. And so we have a little bit of a bust here. Let's see what's going on. Um, we really wanted him to block the end man on the line of scrimmage. And so they're not 100% playing the 3 on the backside. Okay, they are kind of moving this end around a bit on us. And so here we had practiced working to him, okay, and the tackle being able to down block on the 3. Okay, but here he's more head up. Maybe he's in a 5. It's hard to say. You'd love your wing to recognize that and be able to come kick 25 and then work off of this wall right here. Okay, but it didn't quite happen. Okay, wing with not a lot of reps. Little bit of an ugly play right here. Back gets the ball stripped from him. Okay, for the first big play for their defense. Luckily, we were able to fall on it here, gained at least 1 yard. And we wanted the quarterback to keep it. We wanted that same action where we kicked the outside backer and brought the running back through here. Now, notice our our starting running back is now at quarterback. Okay, and our we have a backup running back in the game, and so we're already getting a little tired here. Our kids are playing both ways, and so our quarterback needed a quick break, and so this guy hasn't taken a lot of reps at quarterback, so he's a little bit anxious here to pull the ball and get to a hole. He takes a snap and just takes off running here. Kid's a sophomore, but he does find some grass out there and get something out of it. So you can't be too mad at him, but certainly not the way it was designed. Okay. Looks like we had a little bit of a penalty there, so we're moving on. Here we're running again buck sweep. Our wing is indecisive, doesn't quite know what he's doing, hasn't had very many days of practice. We had wanted him to base out and double wrap into the alley right there when he bases out on the outside backer. Didn't quite get that done. Looks like we have a little bit of confusion here. Okay, our back's running hard though. Looks like our strong guard here missed the play call. Regardless, pretty good seal here by our tackle on 77. Okay, that's a huge win for us. Okay, pretty good job by 45, basing out 7. We thought this was the better outside backer, okay, against a tight end who's a backup guy for us. And so that's something that you have to live with here on running the ball to that side. All right, he does fumble here at the end of the play. Let you take a look at that. Okay, he's fighting for extra yardage. Ball comes out. 77 gets on it. So that is the end of that drive, unfortunately. We're getting massive off coverage. Okay, and the reason why is because this guy is 6'3", center on the basketball team. And in our preseason football games, he was catching vertical balls like crazy on mismatched corners. And so they had decided that they were just going to play off, take away the vertical balls. And this guy's not a track star by any means. He's not somebody who's going to take a hitch, make you miss, and run for 60. Okay, he is a true jump ball guy. And so they tried to counter that by playing way off. So we wanted to come out and throw some quick game hitches. Now I'd love for my running back to step up and get out of the quarterback's vision here. Okay, pretty difficult throw for your quarterback to get over the running back here because the running back's in the way. I believe we're unable to complete this hitch. Okay, like I said, we needed to take advantage of the off coverage more than we did. Okay, this is a coaching error on my part. I needed to be able to get the ball to this kid and get, even if it's 3 or 4 yards, make them play up so that way you can get what you want by running by guys in the jump ball game. Okay, definitely want your running back in this protection to step in front of the quarterback, get to the heels of the offensive line, so that way the quarterback has a clean pocket to throw through. Okay, that's a difficult throw to your guy. All right. Looks like we had a penalty there. Okay, it's 1st and 15 now. Can we bring the wing across here? We want to. Okay, I keep on saying it. Okay, the wing has not had a lot of practice. You would love for him to be tight, so that way when he makes this kick, okay, that there is a very defined alley for the quarterback to run the ball in. Now there's too much space here. Okay, so we would love for him to be tight on that hip, so that way we can run off the quick tackles down block here with our running back leading through. Didn't quite happen that way, but that's real football for you. Um, it was certainly there for us had we been tight off that motion and got a kick here and ran our running back through, whether he picks up the backside backer or picks up the safety. Okay, either way, we're going to have a good football play right here. The play side backer is able to scrape off here and come tackle us when we bounce it. Okay, pretty good play by their defense right there. Okay, we wanted to run some sprint out right here. It's 2nd and forever. Okay, we wanted to just take our big receiver and run him quick into the boundary, take our fast slot receiver and run him vertical to see if we could get this guy to carry the vertical and get a easy throw into the boundary here. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, we had a really good pocket. Okay, the quarterback's got great opportunity to throw the ball. It looks like he could throw the ball right here. Okay, we're telling the quarterback in this concept that we call Oregon, okay, to read the corner. Okay, it's like a smash read. Okay, if the corner is sinking on the vertical ball, okay, we want to come down to the out. Okay, if the corner is running to the out, we want to throw the vertical ball. Okay, quarterback's here starting his first ever high school football game. I think he wanted to make the big play here and work the ball to this vertical. Okay, not going to happen with this corner way off. Okay, you either need to put the ball on the sideline here where only your guy can catch it or run. Okay, really, what you want your quarterback to do if he's an athletic guy is if you can hand the ball to the receiver, go hand it to him. Okay, go run behind this guard, tell him to go, and have him go block 2 and go be a ball player running the football. My dog is real excited. All right, 3rd and infinity here. Okay, we bring the wing across here to run a little bit of quarterback sweep. Okay, we're in a squeeze formation. We wanted the slot receiver to block the first guy inside the box, our outside receiver to block the first guy outside of the box. Pretty good ID by those guys. It's not always easy for them to ID the right guys. Overall, pretty productive play, but on 3rd and infinity, it's hard to get a fantastic play when you're playing with honest football players. All right, next drive here, we come out again trying to take advantage of the off coverage by their DBs. Okay, so if I'm a quarterback, I'm definitely IDing this cushion right here and trying to work this hitch. Okay, but also you have pretty good off coverage to your big outside receiver over here as well. So let's see, we take the snap, we try to work it to our big receiver. He's got a lot of space to work over there, and we one hop it. But that's the way it goes. Quarterback starting his first ever football game. Okay, he's playing both ways. He's giving you everything he's got. Okay, but that's the reason why we're calling hitches here on 1st and 10, trying to take advantage of this super far off coverage that they're giving us. All right, trying to get back to the bread and butter here. We've had a little disjointed drive. Last drive, we were going backwards. We had success running power early in the football game, and so now we're trying to get back into it. Okay. The end here does a really good job of running past our tackle. Okay, we're giving our starting strong tackle a little bit of a break here on this drive. And 52 is a really explosive kid. So he's able to get upfield on us here, but really good job. We had practiced running inside the 5 and using our guard to block the nose. We want to run into this alley anyways. Okay, so we were able to hit it behind the pulling guard, okay, to come and feel for the backer. Okay, so overall, pretty well blocked. Okay, but 52 is just pretty explosive, able to get off the block and make the play. But if you pause the video right here, you know, your running back has got his hand on the backside, the pulling guard's back. You'd love for your wing to come through here and be an impactful blocker instead of looking to see where the ball is. Okay, but overall, pretty successful setup there for a quality run game. Okay, not trying to do too much. Calling the same play here. Looks like it's third down. Um, just want to run the ball. Now we have our starting tackle back in the game and our wing our defensive lineman wing back in. That's a good blocker for us, and he comes through with some actual force here. Okay, to be really good on his ISO block. And this is man, this is blocked well. This is what you want for a consistent run game. Okay, your tight end blocks out and gets his hips in the hole. Your strong tackle, okay, is really dominating the end right there, which is awesome. Okay, we're blocking a really good nose. Looks like he comes to the quick side there, which is a blessing for us. And he's able to pick up the backside backer, reading that guy. Remember, we talked earlier about this guy was good at looking at our guard and making the play. So good job by our tackle here. Sorry, good job by our tackle here. No, I'm sorry, that is the guard. The strong guard here, seeing the nose slant away and picking up the backer slanting across. Okay, really good job here by our guys. You'd love for your pulling guard here to be a little bit more decisive. Okay, C15, go get 15. All right. So this is where I'm talking about where we started running the ball at who we identified was a strong run defender a little bit too much. Here on quarterback jet, we're asking a receiver to block an outside backer who we thought was good. And it was okay for us, but it was just never going to be great. Here, he just kind of slips us. We put our head on the wrong side. You know, you'd love your head to be across the body so that we can use your hips as a wall. Okay, had we been able to seal that and get our quick guard around and our running back out in front, this could have been a really good play for us. But just a bit of a mismatch there, trying to use your receiver to block a guy who you think is good in space. Now, really good job by the backside backer here. He sees this action, sees this flow, and is able to come and get to the quarterback here. You'd love for somebody to get their eyes inside, you know, like you practice and pick up guys that are scraping over the top. But here, the low snap really hinders our ability to outrun the backside backer. So, a little bit of a timing exchange error there. Okay, you'd love for your guard to pull and run. Okay, run to go get the corner. But overall, you know, it was there. Just a little bit of a timing mishap. Okay, and a really good job by their backside backer to go and ID the play and run it down. All right, second and long here. We had run a lot of power. Here we run a little bit of buck sweep where we're taking our wing and basing the end out, okay, and double wrapping inside, kind of that Trojan concept if you're a Kenny Simpson guy. Um, Here, ball's a little bit bobbled. Okay, going to our backup running back here. Starting guy need a little bit of a break. The blocks here are a little bit muddy, I would say. You'd love for this guy to fit this up tight and this guy to fit this up tight and be able to run off that wall. Here they kind of slip us a little bit. You know, that's going to happen, you know, when you're pulling big men in space trying to block little guys. Third and 9 here. We tried to go with a screen, and you'll notice we flipped our receivers here to be able to do this. We wanted to get our speedy slot guy the ball on a little jailbreak screen here while we're releasing our linemen. Early in the season, we were not very good at actually making it to the wall. It took us several games to really get good at this concept where we could get the receiver to the actual lineman here. Um, Here you see it. We really want the receiver to continue to work back to the quarterback so that way we can run off of this wall. So you're one on one with this guy. Okay, so I already have it drawn up here. This is where I showed the kids where the play is supposed to hit. And these kids know where the ball is supposed to hit, but our kids are playing both ways. It's play 58 in the football game. It's third and long. Okay, the kids battling injury. And so, should he have hit it right here, tied up this wall? Absolutely. Okay, it just doesn't always happen like that. Like we said, seven, really good football player, is able to get off a block and go make a play for his team. Um, good job on their part. Not sure exactly what the penalty is here, but let's see. Yeah, a little bit of a block in the back there by our guard, but he's out in space trying to throw a block for his teammate. Okay, it was a tough angle because the back bounced it, so you can't be too mad at that. I think they actually face mask us here. I think somebody comes up and grabs the face mask. Yeah, 7 grabs a little face mask right there. And so we're able to extend our drive nonetheless, even though it was not a great executed screen. We're trying to really work the perimeter on this drive. So you'll notice we're keeping this restricted formation and putting our receivers in the boundary here and really trying to keep the ball on our sideline. Again, which I don't think is the best matchup because we're again trying to run at 7 here, and I needed to do a better job of running at 2 instead of running at 7. Now here the receiver actually does a relatively good job. Okay, I think the quarterback should have trusted his speed here. I think the guard needs to run. Okay, if he runs tight off of this block, we have 2 guys on the perimeter. Okay, to go and get something on this sideline. Okay, so we're trying to take advantage of that space here. Quarterback hits it tight and cuts it up. Not really where you want to run the ball based on how we're blocking it here. But again, run the ball at good players. Okay, they make football plays, and so 4 here again diagnoses it, gets across the offensive line to come and be an impactful player for him. But you can see the concept and what we're going for there and why we're trying to do it. Okay, here we run just a little quick pitch, and we wanted to create a little bit of misdirection with our wing here. And so you'll see him basing out, but that's just something that we put together as a game plan to try to get guys from not keying our wing. So here we run quick pitch, and again, you'd love to see your guard turn, get fast off the down block, run fast to the corner. Okay, he's just a little bit indecisive about what he's seeing. They get better at one game at a time. They're not going to turn into to all stars in week 1 of the football season. And so here we get our head in front, still kind of a soft block there from the receiver. Okay, but it's good enough to get something out of it. This is what we wanted versus this front. It's just a good job by this backside backer here. ID in the flow. Okay, you'd love for your center to pick up this guy on his reach block here. But overall, getting the yardage that you want out of this play. All right, we tried to have our crisscross. We didn't want to give up on counter blocking. By playing our wing in the B gap, okay, you're not able to run counter crisscross the way you normally would with your wing outside of the tight end. And so we just ran it as a bash concept where we pulled, instead of the tight end, we pulled the guard and the wing, okay, and worked the back across. Okay, so that was just a game plan decision for us. We really wanted to work off this quick tackles butt. Again, if I could do this game again, I would not do it at 7. I would have done it over here at 2. Now, you pick your poison right because we identified 25 as the guy we want to run the ball at, and our tackle's doing a great job with 25 here. So to kick 7 out, maybe not the worst thing in the world. Here it gets pretty muddy because our receivers here are trying to block the kick man. Okay, definitely not what we practiced here. But overall, we're able to block enough guys where the quarterback can get to the perimeter and get the first down. All right. So now we flipped it. Okay, we're saying we're getting enough on this sideline. Okay, it's still the same drive. Getting enough on this sideline, but it's pretty honest work over here. So let's flip it and let's work some stuff over here, see what we can do. We come and run power. Okay, our defensive lineman at wing comes through and really impacts 4. Okay, he's the guy that's making a lot of plays for them. We're able to get behind our guard here. Our running back slips the backside backer coming through here. You love your receiver to come and actually make contact there. But overall, really good run play right there. That's what you want to see. That's where domination starts to begin when you can run the ball like that. Coming back, trying to take advantage of hitches again. Okay, we're running the ball a lot. Based off of the alignment here, I would love for the quarterback to turn and throw this ball to this gentleman. Okay, or throw the ball over here even. Okay, we got eyes in the backfield and super far off coverage. Okay, the hitches are there all day, but of course here, bad snap. Quarterback's got to run back here and get it, and I believe the defense falls on this one, and they do. So You can see where our thought process there was. We just had a big run. Okay, we wanted to take advantage of a simple concept out here to a receiver in space, and we were unable to kind of get him the ball right there. Is it a bad snap? Yeah. All right, next drive. Okay, again, we're trying to work the ball off of the quick tackles, but here on our quarterback jet. Okay, just a little bit slow here. Again, pretty low snap. Quarterback's timing is a little bit off. Running back's tempo is pretty bad to me. This play had more than what we got out of it. I feel like we're able to get something out of it. We're able to kind of get to the perimeter here. Again, Ford does a really good job chasing us down from the backside. This guy had a really good football game. You'd love for your guard to get out front, make an impactful block, which I would say he did. He cut off that guy pretty well. And love for your running back to tempo wider so that way your quarterback can hit it with speed. All right, coming through with buck sweep. We're again basing the end and trying to run the ball into the alley that creates. And so wing blocks out, which is he runs upfield, which makes it really easy for us. And we have two guys out in front here with the back following them. A really, really good football play. It's exactly what you want to see out of your guys. This is very well executed. Um, they don't have the big nose in the game, and running the ball directly at four was better for us. He was really good at chasing the ball down from the backside. Had I done this game again, I would run the ball at four more to try to negate his ability to diagnose and run us down. All right, coming back with the same play here, trying not to reinvent the wheel. Here, the off snap kind of broke the timing between the quarterback and the running back. Quarterback pulls here and tries to make something out of it. I'd love for him to follow where the back was supposed to go. Now, of course, our center gets beat. And so I think if the back had gotten the ball, he would have beaten this guy. But quarterback here decides that he needs to work back to the quick side, which, he's able to get something out of it, but the play was so disrupted by the timing between the quarterback and the running back with the snap being off that I don't think that he ever really had good possession of the ball. Okay, pretty bad ball security there overall. It's exactly what you want. Okay, now you'd love for your wing again to be tight, but lack of practice will set that up for you. So that way you can run the ball behind these guys working vertical. Okay, now 52 is explosive. He kind of beats our tight end across the face here. Okay, but this play was just very good to us, and so we called it again. Unfortunate fumble right there. Okay, we're pretty desperate at this point to get the ball to our big playmaker here. We've tried to throw some hitches, and we've one-hopped him and haven't been able to get to it. Here, out of desperation, we try to just see if somebody will come and bite on something so we can throw the ball to him vertical. Here we throw hitch and goes. There's just no chance that we were going to be able to make that work based on all this space that they give us. I would not have made this play call again had I given the chance to. But here we're looking for something here in the passing game. It's a good thing this ball gets thrown out of bounds here. Okay, looking to try to get the ball to the perimeter now. They're playing super far off. Here we just try to throw a little screen into the boundary here to the back man. Ball hits us right in the chest here. Okay, we had practiced our outside receiver to go and block down over the guy in the stack, and for the running back to go and kick the corner here. So that's what they're trying to do on our little stack now screen in the boundary. Ball hits us in the chest. Okay, if he's able to work up vertical to the sideline here, we're able to get something out of it before 24-4 run us down here. But you blink and you'll miss it, and that's what happened here with these guys. All right, third down and long. Need to make a play here. Okay, we come out and run smash. Now, again, our running back is playing running back for the very first time this game. We would love for him to step up to the heels of the offensive line to cover his pass protection responsibilities here. Now, the hitch is super wide open. Okay, we've been trying to throw the hitch. Here we're actually able to get it to him, I believe. Yes, we're actually able to get it to him, and get some positive yardage out of it. Um, Good read by the quarterback. Okay, on a smash read, corners off. You want to throw the hitch. Pretty good job here. Hits a drift a little bit. It's not the strongest throw in the world, but gives you fourth and short, which gives you an opportunity to make a play. Okay. This is right before the half, I believe. This is a 2-minute drive. Now our slot had to come out of the game. He had an injury after that play, and so we've got a freshman in the game right here who doesn't quite know what he's doing here. You'll see some pretty indecisive play here. But again, the hitch is super wide open. The quarterback is able to get him the ball right here, on what should have been smash again right here. Now, is smash the best 4th-and-1 play call? No. But here we're having trouble stopping them on defense. I believe we're down in this football game right now, and we just knew that the hitch was super wide open. Okay, we're, I think, playing against the clock right here, so you can see the receiver trying to get out of bounds and stop the clock, to preserve the drive here. So um, I'm not sure what our timeout position is right here. I don't know that this is the best play call in the world to make, but we were able to get the ball to our playmaker and get out of bounds to stop the clock, which, it worked. Okay, trying to run flood here. Early in the season, we had only practiced sprint out going to the quarterback's dominant hand. Okay, we had only practiced sprint out to the quarterback's right side. And we got away from this as the season went on. We just started sprinting the quarterback out to wherever our quick side was and just lived with him having to roll left sometimes. But we got scenarios like this where we really wanted to throw the ball, and there was really no space in sprint game for the quarterback to get the ball to the sideline here. We're working a flood concept. Now the quarterback forgets his motion here. He's supposed to bring the wing across, and in fact, we're not even set. I'm not sure what the issue here is, but we're able to some kind of penalty there, probably against us. Yeah, I'm not set for the ball. All right, we're running flood here, trying to get the ball to the boundary. Okay, they covered it well. Again, had I had the foresight, okay, I would have practiced spraying the quarterback both directions here. We can really run flood to the field. Here, this is just too many defenders in the same amount of space here. Also, the backside backer here is able to run through. They see our guard pull, see that alley, and able to come in, get pressure on our quarterback here. This does end in a fumble. Now, in a 2-minute scenario, you'd like to see primary reads not there, secondary reads not there. Okay, so throw the ball out of bounds, live to fight another down. Here we try to scramble, and we take a pretty massive hit there, and we fumble it. Okay, their defense is able to get a stop. They go down and score. Okay, we get the ball with just a couple seconds left. We take a knee going into halftime. Coming out of halftime here, we try to run some sprint out game, trying to get the ball to our big receiver. I think we dribble the ball coming to the quarterback, so the timing's a little bit off. Okay, the front side backer is able to run through. I think they kind of picked up at halftime that we were pulling our quick guard a lot. And so they're running through that alley. You love for your back to pick that up right here, but we're unable to because of the timing mishap with the snap. Quarterback would have been able to get the ball right here on a pretty easy throw to the sideline, but because of the missed snap there, we're unable to make that work. All right, try to run our counter crisscross blocking system that we kind of rehashed to make it work for this week. We got a good kick. It's a little ugly, okay, but and I wouldn't really call that a good kick. But we're able to get a body in front of a body here, and our wing ended up actually making the play. And our quarterback makes somebody miss. So not very well blocked there. You would love to see on your counter crisscross block your guard make the kick, and usually your tight end. But this week we wanted our wing to come and make the pull wrap inside of the kick. Just a little bit of a spatial mishap there. 24 kind of shows up He kind of beats the tackle on his down block there. And so I think that kind of interferes with what he's able to do. But good job by your quarterback making somebody miss and being able to get something out of the play. Okay, slant arrow here. We have another freshman football player in the game here. Again, you'd love for him to be tighter and be very flat on his arrow route. Here, he misses his arrow concept, and I guess the back decided that he needed to run the arrow instead of the wing. Um, Quarterback had an opportunity here to get the ball into a window. Okay, it's third down and forever. And so we're trying to get the ball to our big receiver where he can catch the ball and get into a void in the defense. Quarterback just misses him, and 4 probably makes the tackle if he does. But this is a big kid, so there's an opportunity here for if he catches it to get the first down. Okay, run buck sweep. Looks like we got kind of a slant inside here. This is an overset. We have our tackle over to the left side and our tight end on the other side. 42 slants inside of us. Tackle isn't able to get his head across, which leads to problems with getting the guard out in front. Here we get run down from the backside here. Again, that's the backside backer just taking advantage of our quick guard pulling. Okay, this is what you'd want to run steal against, right? So if people are mugging up into that B gap and chasing your backside guard, you'd want your quarterback to be able to have eyes on that and be able to pull it off of it. Early in the season, we had not been very good at the RPO elements of the offense, so it's not something that we try to take advantage of in this game to mitigate it in other ways. But really good job by their player chasing it down from the backside there. Okay, we go backwards on first down, so we're trying to take advantage of our hitches on second down. Okay, we know we have a massive amount of space. Quarterback's able to get the ball to his playmaker here. Again, he's not somebody who's going to catch the ball on a quick pass, make somebody miss, and go score. This is a jump ball guy, center on the basketball team. And so here he catches the ball, but good on them for having a good plan. I don't believe that they thought that he would beat them in the quick passing game. So here you can kind of see he's takes a good lick and unable to really make the most out of the space that he had. Gets us to third and manageable though. Can we come out and run hitches again? Trying to take advantage of all that space. Our quarterback's hitting the hitches now. Okay, now we're in a good rhythm. We're able to get the ball to our consistent guy. Good football play. Quarterback's in a little bit of a rhythm here. Now, we had practiced this as a play action to roll the quarterback out on kind of a boot element. So we would love for our back to work across here. Again, youth will do that to you. The quarterback shows a little token fake. And again, the quarterback's trying to do a little bit too much here. Okay, the quarterback, if the corner is off, we want to throw the hitch all day long. And so we're really trying to make them step up and play our guy honestly. Quarterback here pushes the ball vertical, and luckily they hit us before the ball gets there, and we get some PI. Okay, but our quarterback's got to know to take what's in front of him. Here we try to force the ball deep, and it looks like maybe there's an alley there for a high school kid. Maybe that looks like he's open, but you'd love for him to just keep working the hitch, make them have to make adjustments. Okay, after the penalty here, we try to run our buck sweep concept, and I think our tackle didn't get the play call here. He's kind of in the way of the play. Now, again, the mugged backer. Okay, at this point in the game, we're trying to not on this particular play. We're trying to work our center and our tackle back to address the issues on the quick side. Okay, we would love for our tackle, to let 25 go and to work this guy into the B gap. He's just too quick for us, and maybe there's a splits issue here where there's too much space that he has to cover, but we really wanted our quick tackle to cut off this guy as much as possible, get all the way to the center so that way this didn't happen, and we were unable to get that done. Now, this is pretty ugly because our tackle's kind of backpedaling here. He's not sure exactly what the play call is, but had we been able to get this off, I think this would have been another good one for us. Okay, our quarterback counter that we were doing this week, where we're taking the wing and using him as the pull wrapper. Now, this is a freshman wing here, so he still is the same thing as last time. Our guard doesn't make a very good kick, and he got better as the year went on at making these kick blocks, but this is his first full-time football game at strong guard, and so you'd love for him to make that block, but here our wing comes out and makes it, and our quarterback's able to find space right here off of the quick tackle's butt. We had practiced this front a lot where they played the 3 on the quick side and taking advantage of running the ball off of the quick tackles down block on the 3. It's what a lot of our offense was designed to do this week. And so you can see when they give us the expected front, that it's pretty good. Our kids are pretty confident at hitting it. Okay, not trying to reinvent the wheel. Okay, big play on the last one. Here we try to run it again. Again, you'd love for your guard to be tight and make that kick. Our wing here is just, he's a freshman. He needs to be a little bit more patient here. Let the guard handle that, okay, because this guy's got to come back and see him eventually, and get into the alley here on 4. Okay, here still not very clean at being able to get that done, but the guard does make a good adjustment at getting his eyes inside, finding 4 on the backside, and cleaning him up. We like that a lot. Now, 7 again is on this side now. Okay, so we're running away. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's 2. 7 here, hard to see where he's coming from, is stacked up here in the boundary. Okay, trying to run through our quick guard here on strong side and run plays. And so he gets kind of caught up in the trash here a little bit with our tackles down block. And so not trying to block him with receivers. So we're a lot better. We're not trying to block 7 with receivers. Okay, we tried to work our quick pitch concept again. And so now you run into the issue with players deciding when and when they cannot pull. Okay, we told our quick guard on jet sweep plays that if he has a mugged B gap player at all, he cannot pull. Okay, the only time he can pull is if we get a 3, which the tackle's going to down block on. Okay, and a shade, which we thought the center could get enough of them for our quick pitch or quarterback sweep plays to hit the perimeter before they could make it. Now, here our quick guard, he knows he can pull on this. Should he pull? No, he has a mugged B gap player, but here he pulls and they're able to run straight through here and come make the play in the backfield. Okay, this is the issue with sight adjustment things with your kids. You want to be able to trust them to make the responsible plays here. Here, had he stayed in, I mean, we've got a lot of space here out here on the perimeter to go one-on-one with the corner. But again, you live and you learn with these type of concepts. It's something that we got away from being able to have him make the decision. Okay, we made the decision for him. Again, 2nd and long, we're trying to take advantage of passing game in some way. Okay, here we're trying to work hitch and go again. We're kind of desperate for explosives in the passing game. In the preseason, we had been pretty explosive in the passing game. We threw the ball vertically well. Here we tried hitch and goes again here to try to get the defense to bite, so maybe we can throw a touchdown pass here. Again, I don't like the play call. They're playing so far off. Just run hitches, just run quick perimeter screens. I don't think this was the best thing that you could do with this group. Here, the quarterback scrambles and is able to get something out of it here. But again, this is not a play call that I love. I think this is me reaching for an explosive in the passing game. Okay, 3rd down and 12, it looks like. Here, we bobble the snap a bit, so the timing is a little off. Here, we're trying to run our quarterback counter. Okay, guard pull kick. Okay, our wing pull wrap with our misdirection. Now our wing is way too high. Okay, and he had practiced wing being outside the tackle and running true counter crisscross, and it looks like that's what he's going for here. But that's not something that we were trying to do on this play here. Okay, so again, freshman will do freshman things. Quarterback bounces it, gets a little something by running his feet and getting us into a 4th and somewhat manageable here. Now, the quarterback had to come off after this play. I'm not sure if he lost his helmet or what, but here we have our running back taking the snap. Now, what we wanted to do is throw the trail out to the slot. Looks like they cover it pretty well, and we run a pretty sloppy comeback here at the sticks. Okay, but our running back here is able to find our big receiver here kind of in the void. Now, we'd love for him to settle on the 10-yard line right here to make this a much easier throw. Okay, we wanted this guy to have the impossible decision whether he's going to sit on our big receiver at the sticks or run to the boundary. Okay, here looks like the quarterback could have done either, but even though he's taken a hit, our running back here makes a jump pass into the middle of the field. That'll make you nervous. Okay, but is able to find our big guy in here on the 5-yard line for a really huge play for our football team. Okay, this was a fun moment. This is a senior. He played defensive lineman for us, but we moved him to running back this week because we needed the depth. Here, our starting running back just went to the bench, and so we bring in the senior here. We come and run power. Now, we'd practice power a few different ways here. Because this backside backer was chasing us down, we decided to make the adjustment where our tackle, instead of locking number 2, would down block, and we would take our wing, who's in the B gap, and base out on the 5. Okay, so that was our adjustment here with that backside backer, okay, catching us from the backside. Okay, now maybe it's this guy that's catching us, okay, but regardless, we want him to be tight off the guard's block and pick up the first threat out of these two. Here, it's a little bit muddy. Our tackle doesn't do a very good down block here. We talked about it in the huddle. I believe we called a timeout here. We wanted him to down block here to the backside guy. He ends up getting the front side guy, but we're able to get behind the guard here and be able to punch it in for a touchdown for a senior who had never played running back before, never scored a touchdown. So really, really fun play to see your kids succeed like that. All right. Again here, defense is really teeing off on us, and shame on me for not working more vertical pass game towards the tight end and wing. But with these guys being replacement guys, it wasn't something that we were super trusting in, and so it's not something that we did this particular game. Okay, here the nose is a dog, and I think we had mitigated his success pretty much all game. He's beaten us a few times, but overall, I think that we had a pretty successful game plan at using the guard and tackle to base out on the 5 and down on the shade and be able to mitigate who I thought was their best player, their nose. Here, he just runs through us and makes a huge play here. So that's the type of player he was. He was great. Okay, again, running the ball, power. Good ISO block by our freshman wing here. Now we would love for our our guard to to get down on the shade. Not sure what he thought this play call was. Looks like he may have read the wrong wristband play here. Okay, but we're able to hit the perimeter regardless. Really good job by our tight end there sealing that guy. Okay, this is again a replacement guy for us, and so you like for him to stick with it a little bit longer. Okay, but it was enough to get 10 out of it. All right, a little bit of communication before the play here. We're just running power again this direction. Now, not sure exactly why the guard is so wide. Okay, I love a skip pull where you take your left foot and throw it behind your right foot and then work vertically through the hole. And that's kind of how we practice it here. But our guard is a little bit lazy on his technique here and kind of overruns it. Okay, especially on 3rd and 1, you'd love to have him working vertical here. He runs pretty wide, but our back hits it vertical and gets the first down here on 3rd and short. All right, quarterback counter here. Trying to take our guard and pull kick and our wing to pull wrap. Look at all this space we've got to work with, man. Had we been able to control the snap here, now was it off? Was it a drop snap? Probably a drop snap here. But man, had we been able to get the quarterback off of that bash and get behind these two pullers, man, we would have had an awesome game here. An awesome gain here. Big loss, though. Okay, quick belly. We want to take our wing to the outside backer. Okay, again, freshman, you want him to be tight and work tight off the butts to seal with your hips, where he can only work upfield. Here, he's able to get enough of it, but he's still able to get in and almost make the play here. A good teachable moment for that guy. Okay, running back runs through hard. He's able to get to 20 just a little bit and spring the quarterback here for a big play going to our sideline. Okay, little fade out concept. Again, looking for something to our big receiver here. Okay, it's still not open. Now, I'd have loved for the quarterback to see all this pressure and dump the ball here to a wing. Now, this guy should be running vertical. But dump the ball here out in space, but unable to kind of get that done. And those are the guys that he's played 7-on-7 with and trusts. Now, this is a ball that this receiver catches pretty consistently. I know it's double coverage, and on paper it's not a good call, but this guy was a pretty elite jump ball guy, and so it makes you nervous when you see 2-on-1 like that. But again, he was our playmaker in the passing game this year. He would try to come through and run quick belly again. Now we're missing some guys here. That's definitely an ugly play. And there was more. That was there. So now we're trying to run a play action off of our power concept, or we're trying to run our wing through the alley and into the middle of the field here. Now, had we run it, okay, I think there's plenty of a void right here. Now, I don't think the play action was very believable, and the wing here blows his assignment and doesn't run into the void. Had we run the ball, or how we thrown the ball, we're supposed to throw the ball here, I think it would have been much better. However, the quarterback's able to scramble and almost get to the sticks. Okay, bring the wing across in motion, quick belly. Okay, pretty good job here. Now, we expected this guy to be a good bit tighter than he was. He started expanding a little bit, where he really can't make the play. But here our guys do a really good job of fitting it up. Okay, now it's our quarterback. Our quarterback's on the sideline, running back's taking the snap here. Okay, running the ball behind two lead blockers. Really, really good job. Okay, trying to do the same thing here. Again, snaps wide left. Had we been able to get the snap, I definitely think we punch it in here off of this wall running behind the running back here. But the bad snap here, really mitigates our gains on what we're able to do. Still a good job by the back cutting it and hitting it vertical really hard, get the ball down to the 1-yard line. All right, we're trying to have the quarterback keep the ball on the quick side here off his zone running game. Now, the wing is on the wrong side. He needs to work across. Okay, and we're trying to work the ball off of him, off of a bash concept. Okay, now this is a complete bust by our offense here. Quarterback has to try to run through somebody, and he's able to punch it in, but overall not what we designed there on the goal line. Okay, last drive, I believe. Just going to run power a few times. Okay, now we're real tired and we're getting beat. Okay, tight end gets beat like a drum right there. It's pretty ugly. Okay, quarterback counter. Guard kick, wing wrap. Okay, still not good at that exchange. Okay, our guard needs to make the kick. Our wing needs to be patient and wrap into that alley. And our guy bounces it to the backside and makes somebody miss, run somebody over. Okay, really, really physical run here by the back. Love this kid to death. He's going to give you everything he's got on every snap. He's not going to win any track meets, okay, but man, that's a fun football play right there. Okay, come through and run smash. Okay, now we have our running back at quarterback here. Okay, now you'd love for him to be a little bit more decisive, but quarterback isn't his forte. He was the starting wing just last week. Now, I'd love for him to throw that hitch a lot sooner. Okay, but he's able to expand and get the ball to the right guy. Just like him for it to be a little bit quicker on the read there. Okay, now we're trying to roll him to the right here and work some flood. Now the quarterback does forget his motion. Okay, we need to bring the wing across and run him into the flat here. Okay, but again, doing the best you can with what you got. Okay, now there's some opportunity here to get the ball to the perimeter to your guy. Okay, but our eyes aren't up. Okay, he takes off. He is the running back and is able to get one out of it. Okay, running power. Okay, our wing is real indecisive about where he needs to go. Okay, the backer walks up. He's trying to decide where to go, I guess. But here we're able to hit an alley, not quite the crease we had designed. Okay, but he hits it hard and he's swinging the ball around with bad ball security. Okay, but overall, pretty good, pretty productive play for us there. Okay, bringing the ball across for some quick belly here. Really good job. Had our receiver block somebody, boy, we would have really gotten to the end zone. Here, really good low tackle by that kid, able to flip us over. On the 3-yard line, okay, we're running the same thing. Ball gets bobbled right here a little bit. Now, again, had we blocked the corner, it would have been a lot better. He's doing a really good job at run support and stepping up. 3rd down and 1 here. We tried to work a play action and we wanted to kick him with the wing. Now we're kind of interfering with the kick man here, and they're also slanting outside of us a little bit. So I think they kind of predicted that we were working to the quick side here. Should have gone strong side, but our quarterback fumbles the ball here on 3rd and short, and they're able to capitalize. And so that is our first game in year 2 in the shotgun wing tee. Again, if I could do this game differently, okay, I would have run away from 7 more often. I would have not used receivers to block him. I think when I wanted to use jet game, I would have gone more to this side. I do like what we did against the nose. He was a mismatch for our center. We didn't want to run a lot of buck sweep where we had to single him in the strong A gap. And so we ran lots of power. I thought our power was good. I think that we maximized the potential with what we could do by starting with a trick play, by taking young wings and trying to make their rules as simple as possible. On power, we wanted them to block vertical to the inside backer, and on rocket, which is our Trojan play, we wanted him to base out on the outside backer, and on counter, we wanted him to pull and wrap. And so we wanted to keep it in a rule of 3 where we could really take inexperienced guys and make them effective. And so I hope that brings some insight here on game 1. Game 2 will be coming up soon. Thank you guys and have a good day.